Nowadays, every other game released feels like it's either incomplete or repetitive or a microtransaction filled mess or just straight up bad. And very few games still give that sense of satisfaction after completion that a video game is supposed to give. Cuphead is one such game.
Just as real can be. Where the wonder talks, you can then take heart off to the victory.
We have already made a video about Cuphead earlier, and now Studio MDHR has finally released the long-awaited DLC to the game Cuphead, The Delicious Last Course. And wow, the Moldenhauer brothers have gone even above and beyond with this new expansion. The original Cuphead was universally praised for its animation style of the 1930 cartoons, where every frame of the game was hand animated at the traditional 24 frames per second, but the game itself ran at a smooth 60 frames per second, which made the game look hypnotizingly good and quite frankly one of its kind. And this expansion even one-ups that. In the original Cuphead, every boss had almost 300 different frames of animations that had to be separately sketched, then inked and then colored. But now the developers claim that just this one DLC with only one aisle has almost equal number of animations as the entire base game. And when I first read this, I was a bit skeptical that was it actually going to happen? I mean, how can you better something that is already perfect? But after playing through this expansion, holy shit, I was wrong. For just a comparison, pay attention to this boss fight with Hildeberg, especially at the background. It looks beautiful, but now let's see the background of a boss fight from the Delicious Last Course. And damn, it's so much more dynamic and powerful with great use of perspective, and it looks so much more fast-paced and intense. The King of Games level has this beautiful stop-motion background that again plays into the mimicry of a very old cartoon show. However, this DLC is pretty short. You can burn through this entirely around 2 to 3 hours, and it only has 6 main bosses. But with this expansion, Studio MDHR has completely gone for quality over quantity. These 6 bosses are some of the most creative and extraordinarily animated bosses that I have ever seen. In this game, you fight a salt chef, a horse that is wearing a knight's armor, a snowman that turns into a fridge and then shoots ice cubes at you, and a cow that is also a cowboy. Go ahead. Tell me you are not interested in this game yet. Studio MDHR got around 110 musicians to work on the music of this DLC alone, and the Delicious Last Meal was announced back in 2019, so they had to work through the entire COVID situation. And seeing how other titles have crumbled due to these adverse conditions, for what it's worth, the music of this expansion is absolutely phenomenal.
It was almost a double the orchestra size.
Wow.
Yeah, so over 110 person orchestra. Recording that throughout COVID,
yeah,
not fun.
No, I don't doubt it. Yeah.
At its face value, Cuphead may look like a playful and fun game, but I am convinced that Cuphead is a horror game. You don't believe me? Look at the sun. Its eyes are following you as you go. Tell me that's not creepy. Look at the faces of these maniacal bosses. They make Joker look like a clown. The game is also pretty difficult, especially the new DLC, so the expansion introduces a new character that has an extra hit point to help out with the higher difficulty. And remember when Cuphead released back in 2017 and some game journalist gave the infamous quote, "Cuphead is just like Dark Souls"?
Cuphead, the new video game. Look at the reviews. Everyone loves it. People are saying Cuphead is a pretty challenging game. But I just have one simple question. Is it just like Dark Souls?
Well, who's laughing now?